Hello, good morning everybody. This is Mark Maloy of the American Revolutionary War, and we are here. We are on the actual Princeton State Battlefield, the Battle of Princeton, which happened on this day, this morning, back in 1777. And this was a really fascinating battle. I'm just going to orient you a little bit so you can see where we are. If Phil, you want to show them over here, you can see behind me is the Thomas Clark House, which was here during the battle. It's been added onto, but that was here during the battle. The Americans were marching from overnight. We came to you last night live from Assington Creek. The overnight march was successful. They did get here as the sun was rising, and as they're marching into Princeton, the British are marching from Princeton. The town of Princeton is just up in this direction. You can see a road off in the distance. Now that road was not here during the actual battle. There was a road behind the columns you see off in the distance. And the British are on that road heading down to Trenton to try and bag the old Fox. But what they didn't realize is that the Fox is already behind their rear. And Washington and his men are marching up this way, and the two sides see each other. And so out in this field, the General Hugh Mercer and his soldiers are going to, 350 men are going to go out here to engage the British. The British 17th Regiment of Foot is coming from about where you see those columns coming out this way. Of course, those columns were put in later. And the two are going to meet in an engagement. Just off about where the road you see is off in the distance in the William Clark Orchard. The fighting's going to be brief and it's going to be bloody. If you want to read actually about some of the bloody battle, just check out the blog today. There's a story about Bartholomew Yates, who was bayoneted 13 times in that orchard. We'll be talking a little bit about that in just a little bit. But Mercer's men are overrun. They come falling back to this direction, just as Colonel John Cadwalder's Pennsylvania Associators are coming up. And Washington, at this moment, realizes that the battles could be lost as the British are charging with their bayonets. It's at that moment that two pieces of artillery, right about where you see that interpretive marker, under Captain Mulder, are going to open fire and delay the British for a few minutes. And in those few minutes, none other than Washington himself rides into the thick of battle here, exclaiming, "Parade with us, my brave fellows. There is but a handful of the enemy, and we will have them directly." He rallies Cadwalder's and Mercer's guys here, and then organizes them, and they charge forward towards the British. Washington at the head of the troops, musket balls flying around. One Pennsylvania soldier remembers, "When I saw him brave all the dangers of the field, his important life hanging as it were by a single hair, believe me, I thought not of myself." At that moment, Washington rides out in between the British and the American lines. He's 30 yards from the British. Both sides level their muskets, and they all open fire at the same time. Colonel John Fitzgerald, one of Washington's aides, actually covers his face with his hat because he doesn't want to see Washington cut down right in front of him. When the smoke clears, Washington is sitting there unscathed. He then exclaims, "It's a fine day for a fox chase, my boys," and they push the British off the field here. This becomes one of the most important victories of the Revolution. The British are driven from the field. Washington doesn't stick around too long here. He's going to head up to where the university is today, and they capture some more British soldiers there. And then they quickly start heading towards Morristown, completing a successful 10 days that basically saved the whole revolution. But yeah, we're going to be coming back to you live in a little bit to tell you a little bit about General Hugh Mercer and the fate that he suffered on this morning 244 years ago. But thanks for watching.